Hiya, pals. Hi, pals, and welcome to the Disneyland Paris Show. Here's your hosts, Lucy, Chris, and Hugh. Gosh. And now, Disneyland Paris news.
Me first. With what, this?
No, with whatever you've written there.
The King has returned.
Disney is under new management.
Chapek your bags.
The witch is dead.
Paycheck has left the building.
I guess I'm back.
He wasn't the Messiah. He was a very naughty boy.
The king is dead. Long live the king.
Bobbing in and out.
You are a toy. You are a sad, strange little man.
Sorry.
And you have my pity.
I'm done.
See here. Oh my God.
Bob Iger to bring back the mango whip to Disneyland Paris in his first act as CEO.
I think that's it.
Oh, slow news week. Slow news week.
Yeah, that's it, guys. And we'll see you next week.
So what's that in reference to? I've not been following the news.
Hey there, hi there, ho there, Disney fans. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. That's right. Bob Chapek has left the Walt Disney Company. We can't say resigned, really,
By
can we?
mutual consent.
Yeah, by mutual consent. Is unamicably split from the Walt Disney Corporation and has been replaced, nay, returned. Bob Iger is once again the CEO of the Walt Disney Corporation. I mean, what?
Guess who's back?
And we're going to be talking about that
again.
a lot today. We're not
Iger's back.
only going to be talking about that. We do have some photos to chat through. We have some people have been telling us things. Our boots on the ground have been giving us info. And we've got a couple of questions to answer. But as far as news, yes, that's the news. Okay? Anyway, we usually have preambles.
You heard it here first. Well, 6 days later. When was it? Monday?
It happened like 10 minutes after we finished on Sunday.
Yeah, basically.
I got back to find out. A lot of you have been in touch and emailed or messaged. Or
Oh, you found out that
tweeted.
night?
No, I didn't find out that night.
Oh, I
found out first thing in the morning when Mark Riley had sent me an email.
I was checking Twitter, and I was just checking Twitter, just doom
Still
scrolling.
in bed.
And,
I was making breakfast.
And I saw someone saying Bob Iger's returned. I was like, oh, yeah, whatever. So I thought I'll go in the comments, and people going, nah, come on. And this guy was saying, no, it's true. Look it up. And I thought, oh, go on then. I'll at least just to confirm it's not true. And I went on Google News, and there it was.
The only thing I can liken it to is in my life is when Princess Diana was unfortunately killed.
Well, sorry, I smiled when I said that. But it's like everybody remembers where they were when. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
In fact, you know what? It was such big news. I almost didn't digest it immediately. Like Hugh said, Hugh sent me the article. We're in the same house. But it's like, I'm not going to tell you. Go on the chat. Because it was the chat, the 37 Disney Street chat.
Oh, yeah, I said,
what is it? What is it? It went, have you seen the Disney news? What is it? What is it? Look at your phone. So, and then I saw it, and I went through the same process that Hugh did. I was like,
no way.
Somebody's making something up. But then it took me half an hour to be fully convinced it had happened. So by that point, it was like,
because the circumstances, this to happen like this, it's so out of the ordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
This hasn't happened before, has it?
Unprecedented.
With the Disney CEO, unceremoniously dumped.
It's not just the Disney CEO.
I've just hang on. Right, hang on.
It's
Walt, the check is going on. Carry on.
It's was that one brewing?
Yeah.
All that time.
Just
well
came
done.
up, yeah.
Couldn't wait.
It's not just any Disney CEO. It's to the best of my knowledge and the knowledge of the hosts of
She's broken.
What's that podcast that I really love that's got Len Tester and Jim Hill on it?
Disney Dish.
Thank you. And the hosts of Disney Dish, who are very responsible. They can't think of any major corporation that has had a CEO return under these kind of circumstances. It's just bonkers. But we're going to delve into that in great detail in a short time. Do you have other things you want to tell us and show us? There usually is.
Well, just that what I should have said was Walter Chapek is going on, and I said check.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
a little
a
bit
bit strange
disappointed at my delivery.
Well, I call him paycheck, so I kind
Paycheck,
of got
yeah,
that.
I know. I think everyone got it.
You could edit
No one
it.
said anything about the
It
thumb.
was too little, too late, and I'm sorry, everybody. Do you want to talk about who's here?
Let's.
Who are they?
All aboard, please.
I thought it'd be more cheery today.
All aboard, please. Right, we're in the chat today. We have voiceover guy was here first,
No.
and wasn't voiceover guy
Winner.
here first last week too?
Yes, voiceover guy was here first last week.
Traditional at this point. It's normally the Dunn family. Come on, Dunn family, pull your socks up.
Yeah.
We've got Claire and Scottish Claire and Aaron and John and Joanne. Wits Wanderlust. Mark with a Q. Rachel B. Moritz. Kat is here, and we also have Daisy, Fiona, and Mark with a K. Both the Marks here. Marky and Marky. Whoa! Fiona, if I haven't said Fiona already, I'll say it again. Cheryl's here, and Magical by Sarah. And let's start with this one. And is that it? Laura is here, and Emily and Sarah.
And Nate's here as well, but he can't get his chat to work.
Oh, Nate. What is Nate?
Oh.
Okay, well, we're glad you could tune in, even in silence.
Right.
I feel really
Hi, Jill.
giddy today.
Jill's here too.
Well, so you should.
You feel giddy?
I feel giddy. Do you know, you said it took you a while to unpack it.
Yeah.
I decided not to unpack it until here today.
Gosh.
So I just feel a little bit giddy about the whole situation.
I feel slightly nauseous, and I think it's all too much for me. And I don't usually drink Diet Coke this late at night because then I can't sleep. And I just thought, no, I need sharpening up.
Oh, well, speaking of drinks.
Yeah, I'm thirsty.
It's your time. All together. Your tiki cup in your tiki cup. Well, you made yourself a beverage. Now drink it up from your tiki cup.
It's empty, Chris. My cup runneth dry.
So,
My chalice is empty.
I'm a big fan of iced tea, peach iced tea in particular. But the other day I spotted something I thought you might like the look of. It's mango iced tea. Now, iced tea is a bit of an acquired taste, so if you don't like it...
I like iced tea. I don't tend to drink it because of caffeine.
Well, I know, but this is the other thing. We're all having caffeine tonight, so
But sod it.
so that's going to be fun.
Oh, it smells good. So this is a Lipton mango
does
iced
smell
tea, low in calories. Oh, let's.
Pleasant.
I don't like this sound, but I think it sounds. I think it will. Do you know some people love? What's that annoying whispering sound?
ASMR.
ASMR.
We talk about this a lot.
I do, man. I do. Because the thing is, like, I saw something the other day that said this video goes viral due to the ASMR, and I just think that puts me off. Why do people like that? Anyway, that's just me. Anyway, so I'm going to taste it, and it's... Oh, it's delicious.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Gentle. I mean, maybe this is why, because this is quite a weak flavour, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this is about how strong I like my diet, my daily drinks as well. So.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's
I
good.
like it, yeah.
I recommend it.
Good.
I'm just loving the chat because people are saying, I know Scottish Claire had to race back from Nando's for this one. Fiona's saying had to join the live for this one. Got the wee one got an early bath and the husband is taking over bedtime. It's like this is important.
We'll stop talking about iced
These
tea.
guys are talking about mango iced tea. You're here for
Well,
the
come
good
on. We're
stuff.
going to bring it back.
All right.
We're going to bring it back.
Okay.
Can we do a quick bit of housekeeping though first?
Go on
just
then.
for those who are here, and we'll talk about it again later. But Magical by Sarah says we won't be here next week though, as we'll be in Disneyland Paris. Now, we won't be here next week either, will we?
No,
Oh, wow. Where are we going to be?
we're in a show.
We're doing a Christmas show.
Oh, yeah.
I wrote
It's
it,
a technical / dress rehearsal.
and Chris is MDing it.
I'm not really, am I?
You are MDing it.
We had one rehearsal where I got everyone to sing everything, and then I
Sing
left them all
Carol
to
of
do it
Bells.
themselves.
What did I do?
You acted
Turned up.
like
You
a
wrote
naughty
us
boy.
part of the script.
I wrote a scene
You
with...
wrote a scene.
Co-wrote a screen with my friend Brookie, with our friend Brookie. And I did the poster. Don't forget I did the poster.
You did do the poster.
Cracking poster, you. Cracking
You
poster.
did do the poster. Anyway, so yes, you may have heard the news. We've already alluded to it.
What's the news?
Bob Chapek is no
Yeah.
longer
No.
CEO of the Walt Disney Corporation. Now, I just want to back up a bit because
This is brand new information.
Disney has a long history of CEOs being ousted and not leaving amicably. Now,
Like who?
Bob Iger himself got his position because Michael Eisner was...
Dropped.
There was a charge led against him by Roy Disney to get Michael Eisner out. It was a boardroom bloodbath at the time. And if you ever want to listen to an 11-hour audiobook, try The Disney War. Oh, I might find who it's by, but it tells you in great detail of all the things that went on at that time
sounds
in
like
history.
my kind of thing, actually.
It's very nerdy. It's a lot of boardroom stuff, but it's very interesting. I had to stop listening to it for a while because the figures that people were getting given as severance was nauseating me. You know, when they get like $48 million in severance and they can't pay a minimum wage to the janitors, I started to get a bit annoyed.
There's something wrong about that, isn't there?
I know. Anyway, so that's how Bob Iger came into our lives, was through Michael Eisner getting ousted, and he kind of jumped into the grave, as it were. So then Bob Iger, 2 years ago, we reported on this show that he was stepping down very unexpectedly in, I think they announced it at the end of January in 2020. And I said, I remember at the time going, maybe he knows something about this virus thing that's in China that we don't, and he kind of wants to get ahead of it, because I think that Shanghai had just shut, but the West was like, didn't know anything about it. Like, wow, that's crazy. They've shut a Disney park. And then I think, safe to say, I was proved right.
But he didn't go. He was going, and then he jumped into a different role.
He was doing a 12-month kind of mentoring thing. So he wasn't CEO for those 12
Great
months.
job.
But he stuck around for 12 months. And this is what was so unusual. This is why it seemed so sudden.
He got it so wrong, he gets a
In
ding. Terrible job.
If it hadn't been a sudden decision, we feel like they would have done that quietly anyway and then had a proper transfer. So the fact that they chose to do that weird
So
12 months.
The rumour was that they knew about this whole COVID thing, and they thought, well, we'll have some difficult decisions to make, so we'll get in someone who can make those difficult decisions for us.
Businesses are known for doing this.
It wasn't just that they needed difficult decisions. I mean, none of us know this. This is boardroom
Yeah, no,
stuff.
it's all rumour stuff.
But I think
Rumour
it's
mill.
more that Bob Iger had planned on retiring. Well, we know he had, because his contract was due to expire. But they probably knew that it would be right in the middle of a nightmarish period. And so they didn't want him to, if they knew it was going to be a really difficult year, they didn't want him to disappear in the middle of it.
There was a lot of
so
other
they
stuff
got out
going
in
on at
front
the
of
time
it.
as well, though, wasn't there? Because Disney Plus launched as well.
It did.
Late 2019, didn't it? And it was still doing global rollout as well in 2020.
Yeah, it didn't get to the UK till March 2020
Right.
because it was literally the week after the lockdown and everyone got it. And we were like, have they planned this?
And even at that point in time, they must have known stuff to do with Fox was going on and in the pipeline as well.
That was finished. That was wrapped up.
So there wasn't just a virus hanging about at the time,
Well,
was it? There was an awful lot of
The
new
reason
activity going on.
Iger gave, because they didn't say there's a virus coming and we're all scared. The reason Iger gave at the time was his big pet projects had been Disney Plus off the ground and to finish the Fox merger, and both of those were finished. So it really came to like that kind of point. But it was very unexpected. So it was strange to start with. Now, so what's that then? I just said January. So it's been like 2.5 years then that he's been CEO, and he had a mentor for one of those years. But even towards the end of that mentorship, and certainly as soon as that mentorship finished, Iger was very outspoken about not liking the direction that Chapek was taking. In fact, he was saying some snippy things whilst he was still with the company. And the rumour was that Chapek wasn't invited to his retirement do.
That's really interesting though, because just tell me, who is it who picked Chapek to take on that role?
Yeah, he was handpicked
Handpicked
by
and
Iger.
and tell me what's one of the conditions of Iger coming back? Isn't it that he needs to handpick himself somebody else to replace himself?
Yeah, he's been given 2 years. It's a 2-year only contract, and they have said with no possibility of renewal. They've somehow, some lawyers have wrapped it up somewhere where that definitely will not continue. And one of the key roles that is written into his contract is to pick a successor. Now, the thing is, with him being handpicked, is there was difficulties within the Disney Corporation because he never named a successor until the day that he named Chapek. Now, obviously, he must have had him in mind or whatever. But one of the reasons people are saying he's coming back is because he could have left on such a high, but one of his biggest failures was choosing Bob Chapek. So people won't remember all the good things they did. What remembering is that terrible decision that came right at the end. This is what I'm hearing. There's a lot of second and third hand information here.
So has the rumour mill started yet? Which ageing white men are on the short list to take the job?
There's a few in there. There's a good 3 or 4. I'll just there's some stuff in the chat actually. Emma loves the mango iced tea, Chris, and has only ever seen it in
really good.
Only ever seen it in Portugal before. Sarah's loving the jumpers, guessing it's not a £6 heating day in at 37 Disney Street.
No heating on in this house.
We put it on briefly when some friends came around. We turned it off in time for Chris to come down from his side of the building.
Yeah.
Aaron and Claire are talking about Offhand Disney, which is a YouTube channel that we do like. And Voiceover Guy is asking, where is the show that we're doing? It's in Dewsbury, which is just down the road from 37 Disney Street in Dewsbury.
Arts Group.
If you look up Dewsbury Arts Group and Christmas at Crumbly Edge, you'll be able to find it. It's a variety show.
It's sold out.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, they usually are. There might be the odd ticket available.
The odd return.
Yeah.
Could be.
We're very popular.
Anyway,
so
Disney Dish. You were going to Offhand Disney. You were going to say something, weren't you?
Offhand, right? I want to say a lot of what I'm getting here. There's little bits that I've kind of thought of myself, but we've been watching Offhand Disney,
DSNY
Mickey
News.
Views, DSNY News, and the
Diz.
Diz Unplugged. Oh, and I've already said Len Tester and Jim Hill, Disney Dish, and they're all really excellent sources. But Mickey Views in particular is very into the balance sheets, so he listens in on the earnings calls and then tells you exactly where all the streams are, so he knows all that kind of thing. So if you are nerding out on any of this, I recommend you go to those sources. Now before I say who might take over, there's 4 people who were fired during Bob Chapek's tenure.
Oh.
And they all took the fall for one of them. Now, one of them is our beloved Catherine Powell, who absolutely rejuvenated Disneyland Paris and then moved into being, I can't remember her title, but the Western Hemisphere parks and something, I don't know, something like that. And then Galaxy's Edge didn't go to plan. Do you remember this?
Galaxy's Edge that most people love.
Galaxy's Edge that most people love didn't make enough money in the first month. She had only started the job a month before and had nothing to do with the development of the actual land itself and very little to do with the opening itself because she was pretty new to the role, and because it didn't make as much money as it should have done, Bob Chapek decided she was the fall girl.
You sound aggrieved.
I'm really aggrieved because I absolutely she was fabulous at Disneyland Paris, and
You must be grumpy.
we were gutted to see her go, and I really thought, but this is good. This means she'll float up, and it was just common knowledge that this was a classic boardroom casualty kind of thing, that it wasn't her fault. Now, very similar was Peter Rice, another Disney executive, same sort of story. He was tapped to be Bob Iger's.
What a British name.
Peter Rice. Yes, and he's British.
Hello, Peter Rice. Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I don't have all these people's titles, but
says me though.
Hugh Rain. He's senior vice president of entertainment and something or other. But same thing. He got ousted, and there was Bob Staggs, and so basically he's got this habit of getting rid of people when things get tough and not taking the blame himself. So the rumour is that it was Christine McCarthy, who is the CFO, his Chief Finance Officer.
That's the one who said about guests slimming down, isn't it? made that
Do you remember that
quip
comment?
about
That was a good
well we could do to tighten our
reduce the portion size, because some of
Yeah.
our guests could do to reduce their waistlines. Oh, you are so funny, Christine. Anyway, so she so they had a really bad earnings call the week before last that Mickey Views did report on. I recommend you go to that. And it was catastrophic, was this earnings call.
catastrophic.
A lot of ways. And basically, Christine McCarthy saw the writing on the wall and thought, he's going to blame me for this. I'm going to get ousted. And the rumour is that she led the charge to get rid of him before he could get rid of her.
I
It's a
wonder.
real-
Like was like that.
I just wonder though if there's just
water.
if there's
I
been
know.
one thing that's kicked it off, kicked off the end game. Like there must be something. I don't know. I just feel like there's one thing he did, like he threw a plate at someone.
The other rumours.
Speculation.
The other rumours are that, well, I don't think these are rumours. Well, to us, the rumours. But that over the last 12 months, there's been a senior executive after senior executive separately approach the board with complaints about the way things are run. Anyway, you asked the question, who might overtake him? Take over Iger.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
Who's next?
All the
What's
people who were fired appear to be on the roster. So Catherine Powell, Peter Rice, and Bob Staggs.
People are
This is
even
Staggs.
mooting John Favreau's name
Somebody mentioned John Favreau. People
Interesting.
think
just as like a
he-
kind of a wild card,
he
like
doesn't want to get out of the creative business, but
That is why-
it would be a good.
That is why.
He should be in parks, though, shouldn't he?
That is why
Then he can be creative.
I
That'd be amazing.
avoid promotions at work.
Because
Because the higher up you get, the less creative I'm gonna be. And they need me in the field because I'm the best they've
He'd
got.
be-
We were talking about this after the show last week.
Yeah, we were.
He'd be very good for PR. Though the thing is that Walt was a visionary and a showman, and then he had his brother Roy to do all the nitty gritty stuff, and Eisner was a showman and a great PR guy, and he had died in a helicopter crash. Tell me his name, brain. Well, he had Jeff Katzenberg doing the film side, and he had, I can't remember his name, it'll come to me. Somebody will
Yeah.
tell me in the chat.
Yeah.
And he died, and that's when everything went Pete Tong. So it seems to work best.
The American viewers won't know what Pete Tong means.
Frank Wells, thank you, Mark. You just said Frank, and it came back to me. Pete Tong is Cockney rhyming slang for wrong. We do sometimes slip it in. So the Disney Corporation seems to work best when it is balanced by a visionary and a detail person. And the thing is,
That's like you two, and then a gob on the end, which is me.
you're Katzenberg, you're Frank Wells, and I'm Walt Disney.
We-
No, I'm Michael Eisner. Do I want to be Michael Eisner? I don't know.
You've got the chin.
Oh, you definitely need to get that Christmas present.
Oh my goodness!
What
Right.
Christmas present? Lucy said there's someone I think it was Rachel earlier said, does anyone know if the Shop Disney Black Friday deals are the same in the park?
I had a quick
I
look through
don't
a few
know.
Twitter places to see, but all the prices for everything seem to be the same. So I haven't seen anywhere saying Black Friday in DLP.
Right.
That's the closest I can get to you is I don't know.
Well,
Probs not.
Lucy just showed us a Spirit jersey that she wants.
You're
Well,
going to have to
mine's
order
that
it quick now
Wordsworth.
because this is going to start a flurry of people
That one?
going and ordering it. It'll be out of stock
it better
by
be
the
in
time
my
you do it.
size.
What
I haven't
size?
looked. Medium, I think. Yes.
Medium.
He's going to do it now live
Add
on
to
air.
bag.
You've got to use the code.
Add personalisation. No, I don't want that.
No, Xmas20.
Xmas 20.
Use the code
Use the code
Xmas20.
Xmas20,
Look-
and then show the people.
Look how
at home.
feverish you are. Oh, there's a lot to fill out here. I'm not sure I can be
You're
bothered.
not just
Okay.
log in? Do you not have an account?
I might do, but I like to do it as a guest. I don't know. Yeah.
I'm
Anyway.
I'm going to keep talking. So, where are we at? So, it seems to work good when
Why?
it's balanced.
People like
And there
this.
was no balance. Chapek was just off on his own, and he's not a creative person at all. So, the talk was, Josh Tomorrow is someone else who's on the table. Now, the thing is with Josh Tomorrow is we blame Chapek for all the changes at the parks, but he is head of parks and experiences, is Josh
Yeah.
Tomorrow. So he's a very good-looking, charming man.
There's no-
and I think people forgive him because he's so charming.
There's no place to put a
Claire said-
code.
Oh, it's at checkout. Somewhere.
It is, but there's I'm down to the credit card bit.
Oh. Right.
Can we do this in a bit?
So Claire said that, speaking of offhand Disney, they said something in a recent video, if things change in the parks, we know that the CEO was to blame. If it doesn't, then maybe it's time to start pointing fingers elsewhere.
Interesting. Interesting. But then we'll come on in a bit to what Iger's actually going to do, because there's rumours and suggestions of what might be going on. Anyway, I just want to read a couple of quotes from Bob Iger this week. Okay?
Biger.
Has got any Chapek quotes?
No, Chapek has been very quiet.
Funny that.
This is a Chapek
I
quote.
wonder what he'll do next. He'll be in the bank, won't he?
That was my Chapek quote.
Insightful.
Thank you. This is Iger. I've asked Dana Walden, Alan Bergman, Jimmy Pitaro and Christine McCarthy to work together on the design of a new structure that puts more decision-making back in the hands of our creative teams and rationalises costs. And this will necessitate a reorganisation of Disney media and entertainment distribution. So
some people's going to get fired.
Exactly. This is, again, very boardroom, reorganisation, restructuring, all that. But the important thing in there is said, back in the hands of our creative teams. So he is insinuating it has been taken out of the hands of the creative teams, which it has, and into the fingers of the money man. Our goal is to have
can you do this one in the voice of Nicolas Cage, please?
Our goal is to have the new structure in place.
What is that?
In the coming months. Without question, elements of DMED will remain, but I fundamentally believe that storytelling is what fuels this company, and it belongs at the centre of how we organise our businesses.
Oh, he's almost talking like Walt Disney there.
I know. In a world and business that is awash with data, it is tempting to use data to answer all our questions, including creative questions. I urge you all not to do that.
That sounds like Bye Bye Genie Plus to me.
Well, do you know what this seems? No, I think he's talking specifically about Disney Plus here. And what I think he's saying is it's tempting to use data to answer creative questions, meaning let's do more live action remakes of sequels of things because, let's see bring me last year's balance sheets. What did well? Let's make more of that. And he's saying, I urge you not to do that. And also him saying storytelling is what fuels this company. It's all very, very scathing of the lack of creativity. Now, there's been a lot of criticism of Iger for doing all his purchases and not always making the best decisions, but there's no doubt that the guy stuck to that. Well, did he? He made a lot of remakes. He talked a good game about caring about the ethos of the company, but did he? Well, he did. I don't know. I'm talking myself out of things.
Did he do it for the right reasons at the time, whereas now they're not done for the right reasons? Maybe.
He maybe felt he had more of a heart when it was happening, and now he will have seen how decisions will be made. He'll have sat there, won't he, and watched, someone ask for the balance sheets before deciding whether or not they're going to clear
the thing is,
Maleficent 2.
Big data is massive now in everything. So it's not just Disney Plus.
No.
It does feed into Genie Plus and everything that's happening in the parks as well. It's all of that stuff. Businesses run their models based on the information that they get through to them, and they use it to forecast, and they use it to plan, they use it to do absolutely everything. And if they've thrown themselves into that over the last couple of years, then and he's seen this as a wake-up call because he's sat back for 2 years effectively and watched what's happening as a result of it. To me, that's a massively positive thing, because I do think there's definitely space for data. There is. In all walks, there's space for data. There's room for analysing and understanding, and trying to use that to make a better world. But if
definitely
some of that
in the
insight
parks
is showing that actually by being that calculated, you're taking the heart away from it, then a company like Disney, they have to listen to that. They have to. So get rid of it all.
The parks in particular. Data is like oxygen to the parks. They need to know wait times and ride times and how long on average somebody queues for a hot dog. They need to know that. But when even within the parks, when that starts affecting creative decisions, maybe he sees problem.
There is another thing though, and Mark just made me think of this. So Mark says, I think Iger realises the metaverse is going nowhere. The thing is, you're talking about the CEO of a massive, massive corporation, and the metaverse is one part of one franchise. I mean, a big part of one franchise, but that's it. I know he'll be seeing things at a granular level. I get that, but there's a bigger picture that surely he's looking at here. He's not looking specifically at those little details. I can't see massive, widespread quick fixes jumping in as a way to kind of signal his return. Can you?
That's like on
Apart
the
from Mango Whip.
I'm getting this from Mickey Views, by the way. So sorry, plagiarism. Go watch Mickey Views. He's brilliant. But on the earnings call, where everything was tanking, the CFO was asked about increased spending at the parks, and she blamed the reintroduction of the Christmas party for the spending. And he pointed out, in a organisation the size of Disney parks worldwide, you can't point at 10 Christmas parties and say that's where the money's going. He says it's just distraction. It's just talking about something to give an answer. It's just distraction. It's not possibly the answer that they actually want. What have you just pulled out of your pocket, Christopher Fletcher?
I went to Milan last week, didn't I? And
You certainly did.
And today I brought back some biscotti.
Grazie.
It's a biscotti. Would you like a biscuit?
Oh, grazie.
Sorry, that's
They can all listen to us chew.
now they look a bit like. What do they look like?
Well, you said rusks.
Farley's rusks. They look a bit like rusks. I think they taste like rusks as well, which for me is a fantastic thing because I always like rusks. Well, a little disappointing.
The taste does come later with these.
They're just not very sweet, are they?
No, but they're all right though.
They're pleasant.
Good for dipping. Look at I've just got an email. Look at that.
Yay!
I found because if people heard me struggling to put the promo code in, it's actually before you go to checkout, which is a bit strange actually because it's normally in checkout. But it was I think I added it to basket, did I? And then underneath the item was I could put the promotional code in there. So if you're struggling to find it, it is there. It's just a bit earlier than you'd think. So yeah, I've just bought you that present.
The other thing that was revealed from this earnings call
You're welcome.
was... Oh, thank you for that present. I'm sorry, I was trying to think what I was going to say next.
Moving on.
Oh, so we need to show
No
them,
affection, please.
We need to show them what you've
I'll
bought me.
tweet it now, and if you're listening later, I'll tweet it on Twitter.
Oh yeah. Hashtag.
Under hashtag 37 Disney Street
Ungrateful wife.
Spirit.
Hashtag
Thank you,
37 Disney
Huey.
Street Spirit.
Thank you, I love you.
And for you people who like ASMR,
Hashtag 37 Disney Street. Yeah, and if you like it even more, then
Don't. There's people getting very upset on the drive to work right
Can I
now.
get myself some water?
absolutely not.
So, the other thing that we learned on this earnings call was that all these price increases at the parks, so why are we paying so much more to go to the parks and yet the bins are no longer being emptied and the upkeep of the rides are constantly down. Rise of the Resistance is down constantly every
Figment
day.
posters are faded. I saw someone complain
Yeah.
about that and saying,
So-
Bob, can you fix that, please? Bob.
So why are we paying all this to go to the park when the actual product is getting worse? The ride downtime is getting worse. The janitorial things are getting worse, but we're paying more. And the answer is that all that money is being taken from the parks and rechanneled into...
To Bob Chapek for his severance deal.
Oh, don't joke, man. It's been channeled into making new content for Disney Plus, and that's 300 million
You
last
can't
year.
empty your bins because Lady and the Tramp.
Exactly. So the thing is that when you make content, you spend a finite amount and then you do or you don't see your return, like on cinema tickets or on new subscriptions or whatever. The thing is with parks is it takes constant money, constant turnover, constant janitorial staff, constant upkeep. And basically, Chapek was accused of, being very short-sighted, but almost massaging figures in that he wanted to see returns for things.
Why aren't
And
they?
he lost patience in this constant...
Surely they're separate businesses. That just seems ludicrous to me. There doesn't seem like any way to run an organisation to take money from from janitry.
I've
Sanitation
probably
to
I've probably oversimplified it, but
No, but
it's
still.
it's there's a thing for people who are clever at numbers. It was all reported, and they've got there's a graphic with in streams and out streams, but yeah, it's just money just isn't being pumped back into the parks. So I think that it's all this that has led to Iger coming back, which is good. Now the question is, let's move on to the next section of this discussion.
Ooh, let's.
What will he do? What do we want him to do? What do we think he'll do? What do we think about paid fast pass?
Well, that's one that people would love to see go, but which probably won't. It's it's just very unlikely to go, isn't it?
Once you've got a revenue stream, you don't get rid of it. What I think they might do is put it as an offer with hotels. Like you can get free dining plan. I think you'll end up getting free fast pass. Disneyland Paris as well. I wouldn't be surprised that you start getting these free passes. But they can't get rid of a revenue stream once they've...
Yeah.
It could do to, like, because there's some quick wins they could do just to make people a little bit happier in the parks, I think. And in Paris, it'd be to get rid of the only 3 reservations for annual pass holders at a time. Just even if they made it 5, just simple little things like that wouldn't actually make make some difference, but not a huge difference. But to those people, it would make a massive difference. And because for me, that's what they need at the moment is a bit of positivity. Because there's an awful lot of Disney fans at the moment who feel disgruntled about various different things, but still push the positive all the time. Look, there's 3 of us sat here right now. We see the positive in Disney in everything that they're doing, but at the same time, we have our frustrations. They need to stop those frustrations, because if people are bickering and unhappy about stuff all the time, then everybody else will start to feel more positive about stuff. So just some quick wins. Come on.
It's frustrating and upsetting and annoying that people are getting so much less at the moment for so much more money.
Yeah.
For just a diminished product.
Right.
Sack Damaro. That's what
it's not on.
Bring back Catherine. What's her face?
Catherine Powell.
Yeah. That's what's going to happen. That's what will happen.
Honest to God. In fact, I'd even be happy. The jury's still out on Damaro, but if Damaro got made CEO and Catherine Powell came back as head of all parks worldwide, I think that would be amazing, because she was so good at Disneyland Paris. And wouldn't it be nice to see a top female executive as well?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I know we've got a female CFO, but all the other heads are male.
Max says, build a third land.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Finish the
Maybe.
second one first, though, eh? We're still fixing Eisner's
Yes.
patchwork.
His cardboard and crayons situation that he built.
It'll happen, though. I mean, look at California Doodad. Adventure now compared to what it was at the time. It's massive change.
It is. And on the plus side, I was listening to yet another Disney podcast the other day, Walt Disney World News Today, and they went on a bit of a rant. This was pre-Iger, about look how well Disneyland Paris have done at turning themselves around. Walt Disney World can do the same. Now, isn't it sad when we're looking at Walt Disney World saying it needs to turn itself around? It's meant to be the pinnacle, isn't it? But they were using Disneyland Paris as the example of a park made good, and including Avengers Campus in that, and including the new hotel. They're doing amazingly.
Yeah.
We're on the Disneyland Paris show. We don't have a lot to moan about except prices and not being able to get our park reservations.
And the speed of coffee.
Yeah,
and the
mango whip.
my
The
God.
snacks are getting better and better, with the obvious exception of the sad loss of the mango whip.
But yeah, sort out your catering, Disneyland Paris.
But the snacks are getting better in general. There's more exciting little snacks coming along that aren't just shortbread and Nutella anymore.
I would like to see him do one big gesture towards the cast members. He's already paid them lip service with, we know how important you are, you're the heart of the company, blah, blah, blah. But
Pay them
a
money.
pay rise, an improvement, a big recruitment drive, just anything. Even if you see, we would love to say pay them all more money. I'm sure it's not that simple. But if you can do some kind of huge, you know what I mean, like tangible thing for the cast members. And I think there's a lot of trust lost through the whole Don't Say Gay bill thing, which was incredibly mismanaged.
Oh, really bad.
Really bad. I mean, I don't know what's in Chapek's heart and soul, and I never will. It's nothing to do with that. He just didn't deal with it well. He just did the wrong things in the wrong order and said the wrong words. That's the bottom line, isn't it? It's all politics. So I'd like to see some like repayment of faith, really, from them.
You might be about to say this, but voiceover guy I think has posted a couple of times about this, but he sent something back to Disney on the 3rd of November and still hasn't heard anything from Shop Disney. Have you ever sent anything back?
No.
No, neither have I. I've never. So that's the answer to your question, Guy. Is none of us have ever sent anything back, so I don't really have an experience of how long it takes for you to get your refunds. But where are we? The 3rd. So that's 24 days ago. 24 days. Yeah, you'd normally expect a refund within. What do they normally say? 28? So you're probably a couple of days off, maybe, hopefully.
It's so hard to contact companies these days, isn't it? Once you can't just ring them up and shout at them
Or go into the store.
Magical by Sarah saying, we watched a vlog and they said they never got the bedding change for 2 weeks in Disney. Is this true? No more mousekeeping. Is this in Disney World?
In Disney World,
Because they asked...
you can opt out of housekeeping, or if you go to... If you go in a DVC resort, it's on every 5th day and every.
Used to be the first time we went in
day.
2019. We could opt out because I went to the desk and I said, "Are you still doing the opt out thing for mousekeeper?" Did I say mousekeeper? I probably did. And they gave you, was it $10 a day?
$10 a night,
and we were
there
like,
for 2
"Yes,
weeks.
please."
So we got
we'll have that.
$140.
We don't need someone to come in and change the sheets for 2 weeks. Absolutely fine. I'll take the $10, please.
I don't think they do that anymore, but
No, they don't.
You
They don't.
can opt out, so unless you accidentally opted out.
So it's totally the other way around now. You used to be able to opt out and they'd pay you. Now you have. Now there's an opt-in option which you pay for. I mean, that's pure. That is pure Chapek,
That tells you
Chapek
everything.
era stuff, isn't it?
Yep.
Like what a reversal. What are you looking for?
Sorry, Sarah Curry said something and it's gone above the thing, and I just want about
Sarah,
voting with your feet.
do we need to vote with our? Well, it's because we said we're getting less product for more money, and do we need to vote with our feet? Says Sarah. Agreed. We're getting less for more, but if people are still willing to pay it, I can't see drastic changes. That's the thing. I mean, we're gonna just go, aren't we? As bad as it goes, it's still enjoyable enough for us to go.
We'll stop feeding ourselves properly. We'll start just eating ash so that we can go to Disney. We're terrible.
Ash.
But the thing is, Sarah, I think this is the other part of the timing, in that all economists now agree that there's a worldwide recession around the corner. And some people are saying with 100% chance, other people are saying 98% chance.
It's not going to happen.
After the pandemic, there was pent up demand, and there was a lot of people like us that had 18 months worth of holidays that they'd had to rebook, and like Chapek said, we've just seen unprecedented demand for this, and demand doesn't seem to be diminishing, and he was very smug about that. We've just reached that time frame after the pandemic where all those people who wanted to go have been, and apparently bookings for next year have dropped off, and because there have been no discounts or special offers like they've always done in previous years, they always have that big push of free dining and stuff like that. They've really dropped off with the bookings, and knowing full well there'll be a recession next year which will affect the year after that and all that, they've priced themselves into a terrible corner. Now, we are not yet seeing that, but these executives will definitely be seeing that. They'll be looking down the road and they will be seeing that. So in reply to your vote with the feet thing, Sarah, I think this is what's going to happen, and I think they know that's what's going to happen. So I don't think they can backtrack on anything price-wise, but what they can do is discount and bundle and special offer. That's their only option.
I do think as well, as much as maybe it counts for nothing at all, but they know people are having these conversations. They know people are streaming who are far more popular than us, having very similar conversations about this sort of stuff, with thousands and thousands of people watching it, sharing their experiences, Facebook groups, Twitter, everywhere. Social media is very noisy about this sort of stuff at the moment in the Twitter universe. So it isn't going unnoticed. It can't. So it'll be there. It's a noise in their ears, and whether they choose to do something or not, obviously, is ultimately up to them. But if everyone's dissatisfied all the time, then it's not magical, is it? So
No.
if it's not magical, it's not doing what it should be doing. So
And it's a 100-year-old company that has sailed on a very specific reputation as well, a reputation for excellence. And when you're on social media and you're getting pictures of overflowing rubbish bins, that's not excellence. And a caring company. And when you hear all these terrible stories about, you know, people not being allowed this and doing that, and not being able to afford the other, or them upselling things, and it just doesn't have that reputation anymore. Now, with regards to special offers, you're one of those people, you were telling us on the show last week, or on the Patreon show perhaps, that you were looking at going to Disney World, and now you're thinking 7 days because you're justifying your budget. But if they brought out, we've had a 30% discount in the past, which nearly brings you back to that 7-day total. It sort of brings you to a 10-day total. If they give you 14 days free dining for a family of 4, which is what we got the first time we went,
definitely consider
you would do it. You would do the
first
2
time we
weeks.
looked to book, we
The
thought,
glory days, man. The glory days.
Yeah, without a doubt, that'd be something that we'd seriously consider, because suddenly it become worth spending that extra money. So
Exactly. So
but they haven't done that since.
they haven't done that. But I would keep your eyes open, especially now you've got new management. And I think having new management gives them license to do it, because if they'd done it under old management, it would have been like, oh yeah, what we did didn't work, so now will you come back please? Whereas this is going to seem a little bit more giving, isn't it?
Can I just say on here, because it's about to disappear off the top, but Aaron's just said that their choir can't run their March trip next year because the price they gave was over £800 for 2 nights for the rooms. That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
We want you to go, Aaron.
Yeah. Crazy prices, man.
I mean, if they're losing choirs,
they
need choirs.
running out of time, guys. Did you have some stuff?
We've got Christmas food stuff.
We got Christmas food stuff to look at.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that if you like. This just seems like a really good conversation.
Maybe we should save it.
We could say
It'll keep till next week, won't it?
It'll keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what won't keep us until next week?
What?
These festive Bakewells from Mr. Kipling.
Oh, it's our second sweet treat of the podcast.
Did we have some festive vehicles like this another time?
Yes.
Was it Christmas that
Yes.
time? Was it?
Yes.
Was it a year ago?
Yes.
Was it really?
Really was.
I would have said it wasn't.
Well, we wouldn't have had them in like February.
No, I feel like we did. Like we had them at Easter or something.
No. Oh, we might have had some Easter ones.
Or Halloween. Do we have Halloween ones?
Not this year.
Emily
Did we have
says,
Halloween ones last year?
where's the best place
They
to
were
find
orange.
offers on DLP planning a trip in a year? Honestly, just the Disneyland Paris website. There are very few travel agents, to my knowledge, no travel agents who are able to give you offers that aren't offered by Disney themselves. They can sort of tack on your airport transfer and stuff like that. But for the actual Disney portion, just go straight to Disneyland Paris website to find your offers. And I'm trying to read there's so much going on in the chat.
The boys had some hue.
It's the price.
There were raspberry ones, raspberry bakewells, which isn't a bakewell, is it? Let's be honest. And they were like unicorn ones.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what it was.
So that's what I was getting confused about.
Yeah.
I love a bakewell, but it has to be cherry. Why would you have a bakewell that isn't cherry?
Scottish Claire approves your Scottish accent, Hugh.
Do you know what? When I did that a moment ago, I thought, I wonder if Scottish Claire's got anything to say about that. I did.
Oh, well
So
done,
I'm
Hugh.
glad, Scottish Claire.
You're brilliant. Well done.
Well,
You should be very proud.
my mum's an Aussie, but she was born in Scotland. So I'm physically half Scottish, but I'm culturally half Australian. You can tell by the Scottish colouring and long nose.
I learned to do a Scottish accent from reading Irving Welsh novels. You cannot read an Irving Welsh novel unless you can do a Scottish accent.
Scottish Claire, you should see me in my original blue name denim jacket. The glory days, man.
Name Denham J.
That's right.
Near.
Great.
You're
Oh,
right,
you just want to do a
darling.
good Scottish accent. I can't appear to do it now. That's not good.
Sarah
Yeah.
Curry says we're already talking Christmas at DLP for 2024. That gives us enough time to save up for it. Hopefully you'll get a special offer, Sarah. Oh, you all going to hate me when I'm predicting these special offers and then they don't come out, do they? I desperately want to go Christmas 2023. It feels like it's been too long. Christmas, the last time I went to Christmas was 2017, Hugh, wasn't it? No, was it 2018?
2017.
I tell you what else won't keep. I've got a lot of shout outs and questions and stuff.
Go and do that while I have a bakewell
So
then.
shall I?
Yep.
Audience trip roundup.
Right. No trip reports this week, but we have had all sorts of things because you all keep getting in touch with us, which is ace. And you can get in touch with us about other stuff as well. It doesn't have to be a trip report. So, first off, the Jacksons have been in DLP this week and have sent a few updates to us. They've loved Waltz, said it was the best place to eat in the park.
Wow.
And loved Avengers Campus as well.
Not even stepped foot inside that place yet.
And sent us a
After
picture
all this time.
sent us a picture of a shirt of Grogu eating a donut, and it says, "Do or donut, there is no try," which I thought was quite cool. They said they'll send a trip report in the next couple of weeks. So thank you very much. The Jacksons, enjoy your trip home.
Yeah.
If you're leaving today, I think he said.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh well.
I'm sorry, I've got a really itchy nose today on the outside, but it's a bit irritating. Mark Chester got in touch as well. He sent us a picture, which I haven't got here at the moment, but he sent us a picture of his
Marky C.
his Tiki Cup shirt. He's ordered himself one of our
Oh, yeah.
What's in Your Tiki Cup shirts just in time for his trip to DLP on Friday.
Where can you find those T-shirts, Chris?
You can find them on TeePublic.
That's
You can
right.
search for Tiki Cup,
That's right.
and then it'll come up.
Excellent.
Penny Bunty got in touch to offer a couple of Poe Dameron jackets for the boys. There's some jackets that her kids have grown out of, and she's sending them to me. Which is
Oh, wow.
awesome.
Oh, wow, that's really
Yeah,
cool.
they're really, really cool.
Lucy had a parcel bounce off the door the other day because we weren't in, so the Royal Mail took it back, and we think it could possibly be the tarp bag, maybe.
Ooh.
Does that sound correct, Aaron? Is it on the way, do we think?
You need to tell me how much I owe you for postage, Aaron, if that was the tarpaulin bag.
Unless it's just something you've forgotten about.
It's-
Something else.
Speaking of...
Ooh,
It is. It's Aaron says it is.
so
Tell me how much I
I
owe
worked
you.
it out yesterday because I was like, I think it'll be the bag from
I thought you
Aaron.
paid for it. It's all in the...
No, not the
we
postage.
have.
Not the
Right, again
postage,
with you.
because we didn't know at the time.
That reminds me as well of things
Aaron's got a
we're
message.
posting out. Bushbees, if you're listening / watching, I apologise, but I haven't done your jingle yet. I've done a draft of the jingle. I just haven't had a chance to finish it. It's been a hectic couple of months, but it's there. It's on its way, and I will get it to you.
Just
I
got to-
promise.
Is it like finishing the hat? Is it
It's
taking
a little bit
while?
like that, yeah. No, I did a draft of it, and actually I listened back to the draft the other day and thought, oh, that's not far off, actually. It just needs a bit of a drum beat. Bit of that. Bit of that in it. Who else? Laura Clark got in touch this week, and she said the following. Hiya, my husband and I have been listening to your weekly shows for well over a year now since planning our Disney trip.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
You guys are so fun and informative. I also watch Lucy's vlogs and pack alongs while I'm supposed to be working. Whoops. We last went to DLP in 2012 for the day before we got engaged in Paris. It all seems to have totally changed now with the Disney Village and all the hotels. We've planned to do so much more this time and stay at the Hotel Art of Marvel for 2 nights. So now our trip has finally arrived. We set off on Monday morning, tomorrow. So excited.
Golly.
But there's a few things we still don't understand, and we're wondering if you might cover these questions in your next session. We'll be tuned in live, probably tucked up in bed, ready to get an early night. So, here's the questions. Are you ready? Answer me these questions 3. Photo passes. How do they work? How do they know who I am to send me the correct pictures on my app?
Easy.
So you've got a little credit card, and you go to the desk after. Well, some of them have got machines now. Generally, it's a desk, and all the pictures are rotating along. And you go, that one, number 2093, please. When you see your own face, and then you
They
give
scan
them,
it.
they give them a card, and they scan it, and it goes on your card.
And
But-
if you do a character meet, you just
Yeah.
give them the card and they scan it.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can do it before or after the photograph, can't you? You just sort of and they just scan your card. They've got
Generally,
a little
just
machine.
pass it to them when you walk up. And
Before
Yeah.
or after, for the characters, you can do it before or after.
Yeah, and they expect people to have them, so they won't be going, what? Oh, okay, that. Oh, yeah, one of those. Yeah, they'll just hold it out to them, and they'll the photographer will
also
scan it.
If you've forgotten your card and you go and do a meet, they'll give you a card, a piece of card one, and you can take that to the cast members at the places where you check out as well. I think you can get them put on. So
Where'd you get your card originally?
you can get them in any of the shops pretty much.
Yeah.
So, certainly the ones in the hotels.
The big shops, I wouldn't know about all like the small kind
No,
of.
but definitely
sweet
the ones. If you go in the shops after the rides that have the photos in them, they all have it.
Yeah.
Because you can buy one there if you want to, like when you finish.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
so there we go. That's question 1. Question 2. Have you ever done personal baggage drop on arrival from Eurostar?
Oh, yes.
How does it work? Was it easy?
Oh, so what to? in
Can I
the
ask a question? I don't have a further on to this. So.
It's got a
you
name.
have to,
It's like magical.
That one.
Something. Yeah, I can't remember what the catchy name is. It's always magical wish dreams something, isn't it? Anyway, yes.
Wish they'd take the bags to my hotel room for me.
yeah.
If you are getting, which nobody is anymore, are they? A direct one from St Pancras. They'll know your seat number and they'll come up and down the train and they'll find you and they'll give you your tags, and then you put your tags on your luggage and you go upstairs at the train station, and you'll see a desk in the far corner, and then you just drop it off there and they take it straight to your hotel. Now, there was once, for some reason, we couldn't get those tags. I think it's because we were on a connecting train instead of a direct train, but we had paid for it, in which case we just took them straight up, and there was a bit of extra paperwork, but it still worked the same way.
We've also dropped bags off at the little Donald Duck baggage storage thing just outside the park.
Yes. We do that quite a lot. We've done that like 5 or 6 times now, haven't we?
Yeah.
It does cost you.
Yeah, it's like €20 for like 3 cases or something.
Yeah, it depends on the size of it. Like a small bag is like €5 and a big bag
But
is
it's like 8
12
and 10
or,
or whatever, yeah.
Aaron's made a really good point about the photo pass, just to say that that he thought it'd work. They thought it would work for the next trip, as it's valid for a year, but it isn't. The photos stay on your account for a year, but the photo pass itself is only valid for 10 days.
Now, we've had it with our annual pass, so
Yes.
ours is valid for a year if it's with an annual pass. I didn't realise that about other ones.
No, I always assumed it, but I didn't know it outright, so that's good to know. Number 3. And what about shopping in the parks? Would they send large orders to your room if staying at a Disneyland hotel?
Of course.
I think, well, yeah, and we have done that. But I have a sneaky feeling, did this go away with the pandemic? And I can't remember if it's come back or not.
Oh, I don't know the answer to that.
That's a good point, actually.
Ask us.
It definitely went away for a while. I can't tell you. I honestly, because we haven't, at our last couple of trips, how long have we been since the pandemic? 3 or 4 times? We haven't done it. So I would check that, because I couldn't
Buy
guarantee
stuff on
it.
your way back to the hotel. That's what I always do.
There's that. But we have done it in the past.
Historically, it's something that they do.
Yeah.
I suppose they'll start charging for it soon.
Of course they will. Check, though. Somebody check, or somebody tell her, because I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Looking forward to listening to your show this Disney Christmas Eve. And then she put in brackets just to confirm the eve of our holiday. It isn't actually Christmas Eve.
Holiday Eve, yes.
Yep. Thank you. Love you guys. See ya.
Oh, we love you too. Never met you, but we love you.
Now, there's 2 other things I can tell you.
I like you as a friend. But we'll see about the love. Maybe it'll grow.
Who knows? 2 other things I can tell you. Firstly, and I did tell you about this off air, but I'm going to tell you again now anyway.
I've forgotten.
Do you want us to act shocked?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
You might have noticed I never did a video for my Disney holiday, but I did take some video footage. So the other day I went and looked at my video. Yeah, I went and looked at my video footage. I have about 2 minutes worth of footage, and about 1 minute and 58
footage.
Yeah, footage. 1 minute and 58 seconds of it is video of my feet walking around the park in various different locations, because I thought, wouldn't it be cool to do like a little section where I say, "Where's Chris walking?"
Yeah.
And you guys have to work out where I am.
Where's
Christopher Walken.
Where's Christopher Walken?
So that's what I thought. I thought I'd use that. In fact, that was the best. That was good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to
That was the best, because I did some awful ones earlier. That's why.
You really did. I'm going to extract that. I'm going to put it over the top of my where's Welker.
Yeah.
And do that as a thing. But Hugh rightly said I should do it for Vlogmas. So I think I might have 4 or 5, but then I'll have to come up with another 24 or 5, another 20 or so.
I'm sure
Vlogmas ideas.
between us we can think of some little bits. Just, even just like...
I'm thinking maybe we do Vlogmas in the shorts on YouTube rather than doing it on as actual videos. Just use the shorts functionality.
There's something about shorts that I don't like.
I don't even watch them.
Now that they've been separated out into their own tab
thing,
they are better, aren't they?
I don't know, but it does beg the question. Maybe we do Vlogmas, but we need to think about that and schedule it, because December starts imminently.
Well, if we're doing that, actually, I might, because I've got something here that I was going to show you. I'll show you off screen.
Good.
That I got for £1 in a charity shop.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Hello, man. Listeners, don't feel left out because the viewers can't see this either.
That's a bargain.
So I think
You should vlogmas that.
I'll vlogmas it. So I won't show you this. I will. I just held it really quickly. I will vlog it. Also, the other thing I wanted to talk about. Maybe I'll talk about this on Vlogmas.
Oh yeah. What is it?
Well, as we know, we got this bell for when someone makes a mistake, and
Vlogmas.
I got it because the first episode we ever recorded was a film review of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I knew that people were going to say dwarves.
Did you know that Lucy was going to say?
I knew
dwarves?
someone was going to say dwarves, so I got not because she makes mistakes, but I just thought it's the kind of thing that not everyone knows. So I got this bell, which is a big Fisher Price school with a bell on top, and I thought I'll ding that every time someone says dwarves because it's dwarfs. But then I found this book the other day. It's a colouring book, and it's called Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. I just thought it was interesting to do a bit of history of the bell. But yeah, it's dwarfs, and you can have fun correcting people on that, which I do.
There we are. Last thing
because dwarves are from Tolkien.
Yes.
It's the same thing when we talk about that Christmas film that Kermit and Gonzo were in.
Mm-hmm.
The Muppets Christmas carols, or the rhythms of the Pride's Lands.
I forgot what it is now.
Is
The
it-
Muppet Christmas Carol.
The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Muppet
But
Christmas
you
Carol.
also get the Muppets A Christmas Carol.
No.
and a Muppet
People,
Christmas Carol.
most people think it's called A Muppet's Christmas Carol, but it's not. It's
The
the
Muppet
Muppet Christmas Carol. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So the last thing I have to say today from you fantastic viewers stroke listeners is voiceover guy left the show last week and became a Patreon pal, and so it's just to let you know, Guy, you get a shout out in the voice of your choice. So if you drop us a message
of your choice
for next week, we'll give you a shout out. I mean, you've kind of just had a shout out anyway, but you'll get one in the voice of your choice.
I wouldn't recommend Nicolas Cage.
No, I wouldn't recommend Nicolas Cage either.
Do it. Do it. Come on.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Wow.
Can you say face off in his voice? Or, like anything that's like relevant?
See, this did come from an actual me trying to do a Nicolas Cage impression because he's got a really hangdog thing and he's like, face off.
Can you do that's that bit in that
He's
film.
more like
He's all-
that, though, isn't he?
He's all like jowly.
No, he's more like.
Oh,
I want to take his face off. Oh, it's like Bill and Ted.
Can you do Alan Rickman? Go on.
Alan.
Come on, let's have the rest. It wasn't bad. Alan Rickman.
Rickman.
Alan Rickman.
That was me a very long pause.
I'll cut your arm
Yes.
with a spoon.
Alan Rickman.
The worst bit in Harry Potter is when he's meant to say not so fast, Potter. And he goes, not
so fast.
so
so
fast. Well, I mean, you'd be at the end of the corridor by then. wouldn't
I like
you?
it when he
You've got-
goes, "You have your mother's eyes."
Fill in the blank. Oh, my days.
I'll
right.
cut your heart out
yeah.
with a spoon.
I think that's it, guys.
Yeah, I can't
We're
do
going to
either.
do another 20 minutes of this because I've had Coke and they've had iced tea and we're feeling all giggy. We might even do...
We're getting giggy with
I
it.
don't
we
feel
might even do
caffeinated, though.
We might even do 25 minutes. We're feeling that full of it today. I've got over my nausea. Now I've had my Chapek out, so I'm gonna end the show.
I want to talk about Guardians, but I don't reckon we're going to be able to do that because it only came out yesterday, didn't it?
We
you
haven't
watched it?
watched it.
Yeah.
We could have watched so much this weekend and we haven't watched anything.
Oh, the things we could have watched.
Things we could have seen. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us on tonight's Disneyland Paris Show. Join us over on Patreon. It's not too late to join and you could see it. I've been Lucy. These are Boys. Goodbye.
Bye.